G'day, Straya. How are you going? How you going? I hope you're right. You should be. Why is that, Jim? Well, it's Thursday, which is basically Friday, which means it's essentially the weekend, right? It's Thursday, April 10, all day. I'm your host, James Clements, here in Larry Armour Studios. The new camera, new setup. Go check it out on the YouTube. Go on. Go have a look. Tell me what you reckon. But really, what a day. Luka's massive revenge. It was pretty good. Love to see Luka does Dallas. Lakers clinched the playoffs because of that. We had a massive triple-double for Josh Giddey. We had disaster for the Warriors as our man Black Falcon Harrison Barnes also got some revenge against his old team. Enjoyed that. We've got some game wraps today. We've got some That's on a Knife. I made no mates better than I, better than Lonzo Ball. We do, of course, have Yeah Nah's, the unpopular opinion of the day at OUTBACK Takehouse, where we're serving up a flame-grilled take. There is a lot of awards as well. We've got an Andrew Gaze Award. We've got a Shane Hill Award. And we'll go check out KIWI Corner and see how big Stephen Adams Brew's doing. And then we'll pick and preview the 5 games tomorrow. So we crushed today's picks. Looking forward to doing that. And of course, you can go check those out at Dabble. Use that code NBA Straya. Click on the link in the show description or on the socials and get right around it. Follow all the picks right there. Copy them if you want. We're doing pretty bloody well. Either way, let's get into it. Episode 1243. The old 1243. The dyslexics 1234. Let's go!
This is Josh Giddey.
G'day, this is Andrew Gaze.
This is Jack White.
This is Joe Ingles.
This is Dyson Daniels.
This is Chris Anstey.
This is Matthew Delvedova.
This is Shane Hill.
Hi, this is Ryan Brockhoff.
This is Miss Creek. This is Nick Kay.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya. And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening and watching NBA Straya.
This is NBA Australia. Let's do it.
Watch out for the shark attack.
You better watch out for those big old San Antonio women if you chuck. That was pretty good. Great little clip. Who was that? Hazza P, I think, threw to me on the Instagram. I'd missed it. That was very, very, very good. Very obviously staged and scripted, but it's still all a bit of fun, isn't it? With Chuck and Kenny and those big old San Antonio women. Anyway, let's start today's show the way we start every show here at NBA Australia. Talking about Dyson Down. No. Josh Giddey? No. With the daily. Oh, it's a whip around as a gym. Yes. The daily whip around. I mean, before we actually do that, he's already gone off the tangent. Go check out the YouTube. Tell us what you reckon of the new camera setup and stuff. I'm still sort of screwing around here in the Larry Armour Studios just to see what sort of works and how it's all going, but enjoying it. And make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. Come on, help a brother out. Right. The news today, there's not a giant amount. Tyrese Maxey and Brandon Spindles Ingram were both officially shut down by the Sixers and Raptors, respectively. Can we fire it up? Ring-a-ding-ding-ding. Oh, no! Yeah, they weren't going to play, but I mean, at least we have confirmation. Ingram had I believe it was the ankle, and Maxey, it was like a bunch of different things where they're like, yeah, we might just shut down Tyrese Maxey anyway. Considering he hasn't played since the start of March, not a giant surprise. He re-injured his finger anyway, but he should be fine. So hopefully he's all right. Either way, other news, there was an interesting story about Lonzo Ball meeting the family of the person who's essentially had donated tissue to help his, I believe, knee injury, right? So he's transplanting his knee cartilage a couple of years back, and he met the mother, father, and older and younger brother and soon-to-be sister-in-law of a dude named Alex who passed away age 20 in 2023. So, yeah. I mean, I'm a big believer in, organ donation, etc. And it's kind of nice that, when tragedy hits, at least something vaguely good can come out of it. So very nice by Lonzo to at least be out there sort of talking it out, meeting the family, and, him receiving the tissue transplant, etc., the cartilage. It's, pretty special. So nice one. Very interesting piece, a really interesting story. Go check it out. Anyway, other little bits and bobs. Dante was activated for today, but he did not play coach's decision. But really, today was all about the results. And we'll talk about that after the game wraps and what it all sort of means. Before we do, the one last little thing. Dyson Daniels, look out. He needs 8 more steals over the last 3 games this season to average 3 per game, which is pretty gnarly. There is only, I believe, 7 players who have done that ever in the history of the NBA. It's Alvin Robertson. It's my beloved Slick Watts. Don Boose. Hey, Don Boose. Michael Ray Richardson. Magic Johnson. Michael Jordan. And John Stockton. Here are the short shorts. Mate, I can see your left nut. I don't care. I'm going to squirrel grip you. Amazingly, Michael Jordan and Alvin Robertson were the only 2 players who actually averaged 3 steals a game and 1 defensive player of the year. Fingers crossed Dyson still gets there. I hope he bloody well does. He's got 223, I think, for this season so far in 74 games. So 3 steals a game is legitimately amazing, and I think a lot more should be made about it. Just saying. Considering, 7 other dudes ever in NBA history have hit that. So, pretty good. Hey, let's do some game wraps. Game wraps. Hey, Boston rested everybody and got smoked by Orlando. Big win for the Magic men because they are locked into the 7-8 play-in spot. They can't fall further out of that. They are now basically 2.5 games up on the Hawks after yesterday's win. So, they're feeling pretty bloody good about themselves, I'll tell you that much. And then Boston, I mean, that was just a nice little bit of rest for literally everybody. It was like Holiday, Tatum, White, the extreme Zingamil himself.
The extreme Zingamil.
I mean, even JB got the night off. So they started Baylor Shireman, Torrey Craig, Sam Hauser, Luke Cornett, and Peyton Pritchard, just missing out on the Boston Celtics' much vaunted vanilla lineup. Oh, yes, those Celtics fans would, surprisingly enough, would have loved that. I'll tell you that much. Very, very close. You could have just started Drew Peterson. What are we doing here? Come on. We could have gone with the old white chocolate lineup. It would have been fantastic. Either way, Celtics got smashed. Other games today happened, I don't know. Philly beat Washington. Washington played no one. They played all their kids. Philly, they've got no one anyway. So they beat them 122-103 in a good tank race. Philly are basically sorted anyway. They're all good in their spot. And so Washington, Charlotte fell 30 points short of a Toronto Raptors team. Raps just completely killed him.
But he got straight killed.
It was a 126-96. It was absurd. But yeah, you get that on the big jump sometimes, don't you? Anyway, there was like a moment, I think, in that game as well, where you're just watching Toronto, like, yeah, it's smart to at least get a little bit of a vibe. They're still out there playing RJ Barrett, IQ, Scotty Barnes, but only for half the game, so that's how they go. Then the big ones. Let's do it. Let's start with Miami-Chicago, because that game was awesome. Giddy up, basically. The Chicago Bulls win at 119-111 over Miami. As I mentioned on this morning's pre-drop-off video, this is a massive, massive matchup for the 9-10 seed. And amazingly enough, Chicago, like, they're only a half game back of the Atlanta Hawks for the 8 seed. I'm just saying. I'll talk about that again later in the annals, but it's pretty bloody important, Jim. It's like, yes, it is. Hero had an amazing moment at the end where he'd sort of like hit a massive 3. They got a steal, and instead of taking the layup, he basically had a free lane to the bloody basket. No one's in front of him. He pulls up from 3 and lets it fly and misses. And it's like, I can kind of see you going for the absolute, maybe not the kill shot, but you're getting yourselves right back in the game. But there's plenty of time left. A bit of a weird one for the Miami Heaters. Good win for Chicago, as mentioned. That gets them absolutely in the driver's seat for that 9 seed, obviously, because it has them one full game up on Miami and only a half game back of the Atlanta Hawks for the 8 seed. Hello. Not bad. And then the big one. Fire, Nico. Bump, 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 bump. The Los Angeles Lakers of Los Angeles, California, who now have, I don't know, Luka Doncic on their team. You might have heard about that one. 112 beat the Dallas Mavericks. Oh, that's right. Luka used to play for them. 97. An amazing game made all the more amazing by Luka going absolutely ham on his old team. The Mavericks fans still showing absolute love and respect for Luka and putting all their fucking built-up frustration and hatred on the dunder-headed fucking GM of your Mavericks, dipshit Nico Harrison, the shoe salesman. He had an amazing video before the game. He's in tears. And it's like one of those exact moments why we fucking love sports, wasn't it? Because he's sitting there going, yeah, this city means a lot to me. what we achieved here together meant a lot to me. I didn't want to fucking go. And I got traded by this idiot over here for a fucking injury-prone 32-year-old former number one pick who's a bit shit now and can't beat me on this team. What are we doing here? And then the Mavs were still leading at 87-85 in the fourth quarter. And LeBron James and Luka put him to the sword. LeBron had 13 and 3 in the fourth quarter. It was like absolutely incredible. But this game was full of emotion, and Luka had fucking 31 of the fucking half. It was, if ever you needed an example of why you don't trade a fucking 25-year-old MVP candidate, it was right there. He came home, he laid his dick on the table and went, what do you reckon of that, Nico? But in a Slovenian accent. Yeah, what do you think of that, there, Nico? Fucking. And Nico's like, oh, I don't know, it's not Kobe's. And I'll talk about this again later, but it just fucking sucks for the Mavs fans. It just fucking sucks. But for the Lakers fans, this is the first time since they won the title, the fake title back in 2020, that they've actually avoided the play-in, which is pretty remarkable. They actually lock away the guaranteed top 6 spot. They're in the 3 seed right now, a game up on the 4-seeded Nuggets and Clippers, and 1.5 up on the Grizzlies in the 6. But that means they are locked into a top 6, which is pretty important, I think. Obviously, for the Lakers, you want to be home. You want to lessen the travel that LeBron has to do. But also, I mean, what? They were a 7 seed in 2021. They didn't make the playoffs or play-ins in 2022. They were 7 seed again in 23. 24, they were playing as an 8 seed. So this is awesome. Great job by the Lakers. Whereas for the Mavericks, after the Suns lose, the Mavs are at least locked in to the 9-10 spots. And because the Kings didn't beat the Nugs, it's still up for grabs. It's a 1-game difference between those two teams with 2 games to play. So Mavs at the moment in the 10 spot, Lakers in the 3. Just imagine trading Luka Doncic. I might bring that up again later. Anyway, crazy scenes there in Dallas. It was awesome. And I think my favorite part was just the sheer fucking weight of emotion that sport can deliver to us, right? Still, for all the fucking cynicism, bullshit that we all fucking deal with, this was just a flat out moment where you just felt for the dude being traded, having an amazing life, an amazing job where he was, and then out of the fucking blue, bang, some dipshit makes a dumb fucking decision. And here we are, the Lakers in the 3 seed. Portland lost an absolute laugher in Utah, 133-126 in overtime. They sat Shaedon Sharpe, who was 37 points for the overtime. They basically gave it up. They gave up 19 points in the overtime. This is just like tankathon gear. Good job by Utah. Interesting to see Anthony Penny-Simons, Keontae George having a bit of a chin wag after the game. San Antonio, though, what an awesome game. This was 114, beat the Golden State Warriors 111, thanks to Harrison Barnes. Black Falcon, wah-wah! Absolutely chaos end to this one, and disaster for the Warriors. Harrison Barnes smokes a 3 as the buzzer fucking sounds. It was amazing. Draymond, like the refs tried to give them the win. The fucking foul on Draymond, he hits both free throws. We're probably going overtime. No, Harrison Barnes gives me a 1-2, Costa Zoo, bang! They get the win. And what that meant, as 17.5-point underdogs, mind you, this morning, or yesterday, and we still had them like at a massive number this today. So pretty crazy gear, because what it does is it knocks the Warriors all the way down to the 7 seed. And obviously a play-in spot, which you sort of look at and go, maybe up against Houston, they don't mind this. Who knows? Rather than playing, I don't know, if they're in the 6th spot, they'd end up with the Lakers. But if they just fucking win that game, they'd be 48-32 and sitting in the 4-5 spot, same as the Nuggets and Clippers. So, yeah, this is a disaster for the Warriors where they could get up, matched up with the Minnesota Timberwolves in the 7-8 in the play-in or something. The Wolves could beat them. Suddenly they've got to play the fucking Thunder in the first round. They'd be feeling, oh, God, what have we done? Who knows? But it was an absolute disaster and an amazing stuff by Black Falcon, Harrison Barnes. I love that. That was so good. Revenge! Elsewhere, what else do we have? We had OKC smash Phoenix, 125-112. Ran over the top of it, even without SGA. Didn't matter. Denver kept Sacramento with the dead coach bounce at arm's length. just sort of eked out the win, 124-116 in the end. Just enough. They just did enough. And this was a fascinating game for the simple fact you got the dead coach bounce. You got David Adelman there in charge of the Nuggets, and you could see the change almost instantly. And you're like, I guess this is why you fire a coach. He obviously has a lot more fucking faith in the likes of Jalen Pickett, who had 18 points and went 5-7 from 3. Everybody was much more engaged. Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon both had 21 points. You had 25 for Christian Braun. And you had a 20-point, 12 rebound, 11 assist, triple-double before the third quarter for Nikola Jokic. So everybody was much more engaged. The defense, I mean, it held Sacramento on 116. There was just a moment there in the third quarter where they sort of just put the foot down and like Levine and DeMar just didn't score. DeMar DeRozan ended up shooting 8 of 26 in this one. But a good sign, I guess, for the Nuggets where they were much more engaged. They were moving around. They had purpose. And it's, I guess, empowering the likes of Jalen Pickett and going, fuck it. All right, you'll step up in place of Jamal Murray, and away we go. 18 points is really bloody good. 6 of 10 shooting. Happy days. Still too much DeAndre Jordan, Russell Westbrook, but at least Peyton Watson was handy. Strawther didn't do too much, but yeah, I still reckon that team is just, the way they've built it is just a piece of shit. So anyway, good win for the Nugs because as I mentioned, they're sitting right there in the 4 spot, just ahead on the tiebreakers, ahead of the Clippers in the 4-5. And I reckon they'd feel pretty good about that matchup, just saying. But either way, the way Zoobs is playing, because that's the last game, Clippers beat the Houston Rockets 134-117 with the Rockets giving our man, that's right, the Rooster, Jock Landale, the start. He played 34 minutes. Even Jack McVay, the Unabomber, got in there at the end for 3 more minutes as well. But basically, the Rockets rested a bunch of their dudes, including, of course, Fred VanVleet, the fighting Van Vliets, Alpi Şengün, who else? I mean, Dylan Brooks. Everybody got a rest. Orsar Thompson. Wait, they've got A-Man. What are we doing? They started Tari Asen, Cam Whitmore, Jock Landale, Jalen Green, who still played. He only played 15 minutes, so he was all right. And Reed Shepherd, who went off for 20 points and 6 of 10 shooting from downtown, which is like, yeah, reminder how good he is. Pretty crazy gear. Either way, good win for the Clippers because, I mean, they had to do it. And they did it by 17 because that basically kept them on par, obviously, with the Nugs and just behind the Lakers in that battle for the 3, 4, 5, 6 spots in the West. So, without further ado, let's do an NBA Australia approved performance of the night. No prizes for guessing who this one goes to.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Josh Giddey's 7th triple-double. Nah. Honorable mention, Josh Giddey, 28 points, 16 rebounds, 11 assists, 3 blocks, 2 steals, shot 11 of 19 from the floor. He was absolutely unreal. 3 of 6 from downtown. He joins LeBron James and Nikola Jokic in the 1,000-point, 500 rebound, 500 assist single season club, which is amazing. Great job for him this year. But of course, it all pales in comparison to Luka Doncic going home to Dallas and kicking the almighty fuck out of his old team. 45 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals, shot 6 of 9, nice, from the free throw line. 7 of 10 from 3, and 16 of 28 overall from the field. 31 points in that first half. The emotion during that tribute video, it was chaos, and joins Wilt Chamberlain as the only NBA player in history to have 45 points for and against the same team in the same season. Absolutely crazy gear. An incredible performance in his return to Dallas. The emotion, the way he delivered, and I don't know, that's probably why you don't fucking trade a 25-year-old MVP candidate, Nico Harrison, you dipshit. Jesus! I don't know how much more of this I can take. I just don't know.
I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. I just don't know.
Shocking gear. All right, how about Spud of the night? Because, look, that was so fucking good. Like, Luka was just hitting everything. He's just a dagger through every Mavs fan's heart, but they loved him. And that was kind of also an amazingly cool part of this. They love that man as much as they do. And to see him playing for the Lakers just sucks so much for Mavs fans. So, either way, it was Spud of the night.
Spud, 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 it is Spud of the night.
JD Davison went 0 of 6 for the Boston Celtics. I mean, sure. It's a bit of a tough one. 1 of 11 for AJ Johnson for the Washington Bullets. 1 of 8 for Marcus Bagley. Hey, Marvin, it's your cousin, Marcus. 1 of 8. Duncan Robinson, I'd like to have a beer with Duncan. He couldn't hit a shot. 1 of 6 today, 0 of 4 from downtown. Jalen Sims for the Hornets, 1 of 6. Rusty Westbrook went 2 of 11 for the Nugs. You love to see that because it's just a classic line for Rusty. 4 of 17 for Q Grimes as well. KJ Simpson, 2 of 10. Delano Banton went 4 of 16 for the Portland Trail Blazers, but I would very much like to thank our old friend Brandon Podemski from from the floor. He went and shot the magic number, and so did our man Lonnie Walker, the 4th. He did it from 3, which is ironic because he's the 4th. They both went and shot. Oh, chill! Woo! Yeah, they shot 311. You're beauty. You love to see that. All right, who's old mate, no mates?
Old mate, no mates.
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 Who's got no mates today? Geez, again, no prizes for guessing who this one goes to. And might be the bloke who had an entire arena chanting, "Fire Nico!" Boom, 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 boom. That Dallas crowd was more fired up for fucking telling that dipshit to go get fucked than they were last year during the finals. That's how much that bloke has no mates in Dallas. Absolute chaos gear. And completely fucking deserved, because the player he traded away had 31 fucking points at the half. Jesus. And finished with 45. Meanwhile, AD is getting fucking tickled by Jackson fucking Hayes and LeBron James. He's like, guys, stop. You're putting me off. He had 13, 11, and 6 on 5 of 13 shooting. Definitely worth trading away a fucking franchise cornerstone for. What the fuck were you thinking, Nico Harrison? You dipshit. You're definitely old mate, no mates. But really, that Dallas crowd delivered. I was very proud of them. The Fire Nico chants. Like, they couldn't even escape it on the broadcast. It was massive. Well played. Like, that dude is just fucked. Like, how does he ever get another job? I mean, he'll just go back to selling fucking shoes, I guess. But, hey, did you guys know that I knew Kobe? Wow, you knew Kobe. Maybe you can sell some shoes. Don't let him run your fucking basketball team. Anyway, pantsing of the night. I think I'll talk about Luka again in a second, but one massive, awesome pantsing today. Our man, Aussie Matisse Tybal. That was absolutely fucking sick. He absolutely yammed on Micah Potter. He sent him to fucking Azkaban. That's right. You're a wizard, Micah Potter. Go to fucking Azkaban. Whoop, bang, says Matty T. Aussie Matisse, I'm just stoked he could fucking jump that high again. I'm just still angry the Gorge didn't take him to fucking the Olympics. Just take him to Paris. What are we doing? Anyway, sick tomahawk jam by Aussie Matisse. But really, the obvious pantsing of the night is the Dallas Mavericks organization. It's just like you've got Cuban there hugging Luka, wearing an Anthony Davis t-shirt. That's just such a fucking self-pantsing of like, I love Anthony Davis, who's a bit shit. Fuck. But, and I think I tweeted this one out because we've talked about it time after time on this show. The constant pantsing of Mavs fans by the Luka trade is writ so much fucking larger because he's on the Lakers. And everything that he does is just built up into much more of a thing than if he'd been fucking traded to, like, I don't know, Memphis or Toronto or fucking Portland, right? Because he's on the fucking Lakers, it's a constant pantsing anytime he does anything good. And then he drops 45 on your fucking head, and that's an all-time pantsing because you had this guy on your team and you traded him to the fucking Lakers. What it still makes no fucking sense. I feel like I've taken crazy pills. Anyway, better than Bronny James.
Lonzo was the best player in high school. He was the best player in college. You think he'll get to the pros and be like, I made it to the pros, now I can be average. He's coming for
everybody. I love that Lonzo story. I thought that was really, really fucking cool about him meeting the donor family. That's just, I love that. And none of this like Lonzo Ball stuff. I never want this segment to just shit on Lonzo. I fucking love him. I think he's an awesome dude. And I just hope that he gets back and plays basketball and is happy and healthy, you know? It's just the hype. It was crazy. Anyway, better than Bronny James. How about Jeff Downton Jr.? Better than Bronny James Jr. 30 points today, 11 of 15 shooting for the Philadelphia 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6s, 4 of 7 from 3 as well, and 4 steals. Kyle Filipowski was absolutely gnarly for the Utah Jazz. 30 points, 18 rebounds, 5 assists, shot 13 of 17 from the floor. He had 2 steals and a block as well. He's the first rookie in the NBA this year to have a 30 and 15 game. Kyle Filipowski. Wapowskis! And of course, as mentioned, Reed Shepherd, 6 of 10 from downtown, 20 points, just sort of like every time he pops up and plays for the Rockets, it's like, oh yeah, that guy's really fucking good. Remember? He was a number 3 pick last year. Incredible. All right, let's take some yeah-nahs after a quick break. This one right now.
This is Cam Glidden.
This is Anthony Drimmick.
This is Mitch McCarron.
This is Jason Kiddey.
This is Darryl McDonald.
Hey guys, this is Hugh Greenwood.
Yo, what's going on? This is Illy.
This is Mark Worthington, or commonly known as Wortho, and you're listening to NBA Australia.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA
And you're
Australia.
listening to NBA Australia.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
All right. Before we do the yeah-nahs, what we have to do is actually give a bit of a standing applause and some celebrations. We're going to pop some bottles. Let's do it. Why is that, Jim? Well, the winners of the NBA Straya fantasy leagues have, finally been announced and finished, which is very, very awesome. Great job by everybody. We had a couple of incredible three-peaters. I believe our man, obviously Matty O, who went out and won his 3rd NBA Straya fantasy title, is just absolutely insane. Great job by him. Absolutely crushed it. Now, I believe Carlos, General Carlissimo, went and did the same thing as well in one of the other leagues. So in the league, we've got the Matty O's, the NBA Australia Legends League 24-25. Huge congrats to 3-time champion Matty O. Just goes the old 1-2 Costa Zoo, smashes everybody. Did a great job. Just, he's raising banners in his house. He's got the squids running around. He's won the NFL Australia Legends League as well. Now he's got a 3-peat in the NBA Australia Legends League. Absolutely incredible stuff. In one of the other ones, I think, where did we go with that one? We had, I believe, a D-bomb. Jeez. That's just over the top of Hayes' Predators as well. Absolutely crushing it. He's gone right through, smashed everybody on the way to another title. D-bomb's Raptors, absolutely unreal gear. Then we also had, I believe, in the Legends League, number 2. Who won this one? Maxie's Mavericks. Who was that guy? That's a good question. Can't remember. Ahead of Giddy Gods. And I believe General Carlissimo won the final league, the Legends 3, which is always pretty bloody good. General Carlissimo, yep, there he is. Carlos Moore ahead of the Old Dart Sharts. And I came 3rd in that one. So good job by me. I got smashed everywhere. It was bloody brutal. Jared won the other one. So great job to all the winners. But Matty O with the 3-peat. Danny D crushing it as well. Great job to all the fantasy legends all year over in the NBA Australia Fantasy Leagues. Get right around them. All right, let's do some yeah-nahs. Let's play the song again because we just had to do that. And let's do it. Here we go. Come on, some yeah-nahs. All right. We had a great one pop off on Twitter yesterday. I think it was, let's see if I can find it. It was awesome because, Twitter's just been chaos the last couple of days anyway. Anthony G. What an absolute legend. So, and I love this question as well. And I'd finished taping yesterday's show, jumped back on Twitter and saw that he'd tagged me in this question. Anthony G, Grazzo's at Grazzo16. Yo, NBA Straya. It's the littlest squid's birthday next month, and I want to buy him a Chicago Bulls Josh Giddey singlet. Hashtag, yeah, nah, should I do it? Or is there a chance he's not playing for Chicago next year? And what would have to happen for that to be the case? Before I answer that question, Josh Giddey's agent responds to that and says, DM me your address and I'll send you a signed jersey. What the fuck? You legend, Dan. Dan Moldovan, agent for Josh Giddey, Dyson Daniels, etc. Absolutely amazing gear. Absolutely crushed it. And this, great job by Dan. Great job by Anthony G. Just a couple of legends. But to answer the question, is there a chance he's not playing for Chicago next year? It depends on if Chicago cheaps out, but I think with the amount of cap space they'll have just to pay Gids, the Patrick Williams deal is just such a fucking headfuck. But they don't have, outside of between Vooch, Kobe, etc., not too much money sort of tied up. So look, what would have to happen for him to not be on the Bulls if they cheap out, if somebody comes in restricted free agency with a massive offer for Josh Giddey and they do not match? But if you look at the way that the Chicago Bulls have operated the last few years, they've given out pretty big contracts to the sort of incumbent players. They've gone out and gotten DeMar DeRozan, but also the Levine contract. They've maxed him out. Vooch, they've gone to the well time and time again and paid him. The problem is, outside of that, they don't do a great amount, but you've still got Kobe, you've got Vooch there, you've got Patch Williams on a pretty big deal too, but I do feel like they'll pay him. I feel like he's just scratching the surface of his talent. He's 22, and the Bulls would be fucking stupid to trade him. And Anthony G, even if he does, you're going to get a signed Josh Giddey jersey from his agent anyway, which is amazing. Thanks, Dan. Making me look like a dickhead. But it's awesome. You're going to have that regardless. So that's a memento forever and ever and ever. You're laughing. Otherwise, I'd still get it anyway. I've actually got to get one because I've got the OKC. If you're looking on the YouTube, I've got the OKC one behind me. I don't have the Bulls one yet. So I've got a beautiful Dyson Atlanta one. If I move out of the road, there you go. That is a beauty. You got to watch the YouTube to see that one. It's the white and blue and gold. That is an amazing, amazing jersey. I love that Dyson jersey. Either way, I think Chicago Bulls jerseys also are timeless. They're in a classic jersey. They always look good. And if you got the Josh Giddey one, I mean, that's a memento for all time. So I'd still stick with that. It's when you get into the weird squirrely jerseys where you're like, I don't know how long that person's going to be there, etc. But Giddey leads very nicely in the next year. Is Giddey on track to be the best Aussie? This was like a half sort of in one of the comments on today, one of the posts on the socials, right? The 1,500 club is incredible. Yeah, he's on track. Bogut won title, Bogut, Patty, they've won titles. Ben Simmons with the accolades of All-Stars and all NBA stuff. But Gids is 22. He put up 7 triple-doubles this year. And on the same day that Luka Doncic absolutely fucking shreds his old team, Josh Giddey puts up a massive triple-double, comes very close to hitting his career high in points again, does it all super efficiently. And if he just keeps on this trajectory, just imagine how fucking good he'll be in 2 years' time when he's 24 and has been working on that shot for another 2 years. It blows my mind how good Gids is. So I think he's on track to be the best Aussie. And then, to make it all Chicago, apparently, Chicago actually a bit of a threat to the top East teams if they win through the play-in tournament, Jim? Yeah, nah. Nah. With all due respect. The Bulls are fun. They are awesome. But they got beat by 25-9 and 22 by Boston this year. So if they land in the 7 seed, that's who they'd be playing. And if they end up in the 8 seed, they were swept by Cleveland this year to the tune of 22 points, 18 points, and 6 points. So it's a bit of a tough ask. I'm just saying. It's brutal. Anyway, outside of that, was that one of the great days of revenge, Jim? Yeah, nah. Yes. I love that Harrison Barnes got some revenge on Golden State. I love that Luka absolutely fucking torched his dumb old team, the Dallas Mavericks. But that also leads nicely into...
Now look at me, please. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
The unpopular opinion of the day. I mean, are we sure? And this kind of is a bit of an OUTBACK takehouse as well. Yes, Dallas gave Luka a bit of a fucking heartfelt, heartwarming tribute video. my unpopular opinion is I think they did that to put him off his game. But because they're all idiots there, they completely misread the situation again, and all it did was fucking fire him up, and he kicked their ass to next Tuesday. It was absolutely insane. I kind of feel like they were like, oh, look, we're going to do the right thing by Luka. Hopefully it'll put him off his game and we can beat him. And then he goes out there and drops fucking 31 on their head in the first half. Yeah, sucked in, Mavs. And not to fucking rub it in too much, but Outback Takehouse is a very simple one. It's Thursday at Outback, and you know what that means? Oh yeah, 2 for 1 bloomin' onions. No prick in Australia knows what the fuck these things are, but apparently it's Aussie. What is it, some sort of deep fried onion made to look like a flower? You're taking the piss, you yank fucks. Only, how about you tariff my balls? Only at Outback. And today's Flame Grilled take is, the Luka trade is always just going to go down as the dumbest trade in the history of sport. Only at Outback. It just is. Even if the Lakers don't win a title with him and LeBron this year, you've still got 10 years of Luka with the Lakers. It's just mind-bogglingly short-sighted and fucking stupid to make that trade. I'm still angry, can you tell? I'm not even a Mavs fan. I'm wearing a fucking Sonics t-shirt right now. I've got a Miami hat on, but I didn't want to go full Sonics, full kit wanker, but I do love this Sean Kemp t-shirt. You got to be watching the YouTube. These are really fun. Either way, it's still just, it sucks. It just sucks. All right, quick Australian player watch right after. Let's hear from Hammer.
This is Shane Heal, and you're listening to NBA Australia.
All right, let's do it. The Australian player watch, as mentioned, Josh Giddey with another triple-double, his 7th of the year for the Bulls today. 28, 16, and 11 with 3 blocks and 2 steals. The defense is coming along in leaps and bounds. The shooting's been incredible. 11 of 19 today. 3 of 6 from downtown. 3 of 3 at the free throw line. Fruit for fruit. And joins the 1,000 point, 500 rebound, 500 assist club, and he's fucking 22. What are we doing here? The dude's incredible. He could be making a last-minute run for most improved player as well. Just saying. Elsewise, who else? We had Jock Landale get the start today, which is very awesome against the Clippers. I enjoyed that immensely because he got out there for 34 minutes. He went 4 of 7 from the floor, 1 of 3 from downtown, 2 of 2 at the line, 11 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists to go with the steal. The Rooster delivered. And of course, the Unabomber, Jack McVeigh, as I mentioned at the top, he played 3 minutes as well off the bench at the very end of that one against the Clippers. 0 points. He got in a bit of cardio and had 1 foul. But on the other side of that one, the Clippers, you'd be like, oh, well, what about Ben Simmons and Patty Mills, Jim? Well, neither of them dressed, and so neither of them played. It was a back-to-back for the Clips anyway, but still, there you go. Obviously, no Josh Green for the Charlotte Hornets with his shoulder injury. I reckon that he's done for the season as well. We also had no Dante Exum, coach's decision, but he was available seemingly. But I don't know if he was going to dress and actually play, but he's back on the active roster, so that's very nice. Good stuff, Dante. Let's see him out there in action. Aussie Matty T got a start as well and was absolutely fantastic against Utah. I already mentioned earlier in the Pants of the Night how he absolutely just sent Micah Potter to Azkaban. 12 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals. He shot 5 of 6 from the floor and 2 of 3 from downtown. Just reminding, I think we had a mention of this. I think was it Trav Coots. He's like, Aussie Matty T just reminding Adam Capone, here if you need. Which is fucking bang on, I tell you. And obviously no Duop Reith, he's nursing a knee injury. You get that on the big jobs. As for the Warriors and our man Taron Armstrong, he didn't get out there today either. Did not play coach's decision, but that's all right. And I think that's all the Aussies. There's a fair few of them in action today, but I don't know, I'm getting a bit upset because we only get a few more days of some of these Aussies. So anyway, at the same time, we've still got a bunch of them in the playoffs, though. It's going to be good. Let's do a quick Andrew Gay's Grey Mamba Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Field of Excellence.
Andrew Gay's Grey Mamba.
Outstanding achievement
Excellence. Oh, yeah. This one's going to go to, oh, God, he's going to say it again. Luka Doncic. Anytime you get mentioned in the same breath as Wilt Chamberlain for doing some shit, it's always going to be excellent, right? Well, Yeah, still tracks, rooting. Like, yes, he's rooted as many women as Wilt Chamberlain. It's like, yeah, it's fucking impressive. But also, Luka having 45 for and against the same team in the same season to join Wilt Chamberlain as the only one in NBA history to do that is fucking absurd. But 45 points, that's his season high tying fucking total. Third game this season with 45 plus points, 17th of his career. And he's the 9th player in NBA history to have 40 plus points in his first road game against his old team. 9th player in history, which is pretty fucking nuts. On top of that, let's do a Shane Hill shoot your shot, light him up award.
He threw it down. Are you healed? Are you healed? Praise the Lord, I'm healed.
Praise the Lord, for I'm healed. It is the Shane Hill
Shooters shoot.
Shoot Your Shot, Light 'em Up award.
Never fails to make me giggle, that drop. 6th time in his career, Steph Curry's hit 300 threes in a season. 300. He's done it 6 times. No other player's done it more than once. That's also excellent. And also a Shane Hill shoot your shot, light 'em up award. A bit of a Kiwi corner. If we just very quickly check in on Big Steven Adams Brew. He hasn't played since Monday when they beat the Warriors, but he kept up his torrid run of amazing rebounding. He had 2 points and 8 rebounds. That came after a big game against his old team, the Thunder, where he had 8 points and 12 rebounds in 23 minutes to go with a block as well. So he's averaging a 5 and 10 so far in April, which is pretty bloody good. He also had 4 and 7 back against the Lakers. So not bad. Big Steven Adams causing all sorts of havoc. Got a nice little rest today as well as Jock got out there. Right, what about a Patty Mills Game Day Baller Game Day Twitter check-in? Let's see what Patty's been up to. We got Chris Anstey. Oh, there you go. Oh, that's Chris watching. Holy crap, he's watching the Luka video intro at the pub, the Hotel Trentham. Oh, that's bloody nice. He's just saying 4. Fucking A. Could not agree more. Absolutely 4. I'd also like to thank, if you want to talk about, the Shane Hill, the Patty Mills Game Day Baller Game Day Twitter check-in, Matty O, in his story, was just tagging me with MJ doing the 3, because he's won 3. There's Kobe with the 3 at NBA Straya, and there's Matty O hanging it up on the wall, NBA Straya, 3-time champion, and now me. So congrats again to Matty O for the 3. That's fucking awesome. All right, let's do a game preview set for tomorrow. Game previews. Thanks, Inadvertent Bane. Not a problem, Jim. How's it all going? Yeah, not bad. Dropped off the elder squid up to my olds for a bit of a holiday with the grandparents. He's going to love that. But how do we go on the actual picks? I mean, you can track them all over at Dabble. That's all right. Use that code NBA Straight. You can follow and copy along with all the picks. Sign up using the link in the show description on YouTube or on your podcast app, whatever. Follow and like it, or smash the follow and copy link that we have in the IG and Facey story every morning as we do the drop-off picks. But how did we go? I think we actually crushed a bunch of these picks today. I'm just saying. We also had an awesome, massive, big triple-double Josh Giddey win. So we nailed the Thunder. We nailed the Spurs pick at plus 16.5. We nailed the Nuggets. We missed out on Portland. Boo. We nailed Chicago. Holy crap, we nailed most of these. That's awesome. We nailed the Raptors. We nailed the Magic. What's that? 7 out of 10? Holy crap. Yeah, we only missed... Oh, no, it's 8 out of 10. Holy shit. Oh, there's only 9 there. Anyway. So 7 or 8 out of 10 today. That's bloody good. We've been crushing the picks all year. We're at 61% for the season. That might have even ticked up a hint after today. But tomorrow's games are pretty interesting. So let's have a look at these ones, because obviously so much of this is coming down. As we saw today, the Lakers winning over the Mavs essentially knocks the Mavs into that 9-10 spot. They can't move out of it. The Lakers are in the 3 spot, in the driver's seat for that. You got the Chicago-Miami game, which is massive. The Warriors losing was huge as well. And so tomorrow the Knicks are playing in Detroit, and the Pistons have got to feel pretty good about themselves, right? Because they finished off their season with 2 games against Milwaukee, and the Knicks are doing them a solid by resting OG Anunoby with a right thumb sprain, Josh Hart with a right knee patellofemoral syndrome, aka runner's knee, and Mitchell Robinson, aka the other Mitch Robinson, who's out with his recovery. So the Knicks are sitting there going, oh, yeah, look, it doesn't really matter. Who knows what we could get going in the opposition stakes here. Because, remember, the Knicks are locked into the 3 seed. So they're just kind of like, we don't want to show our hand against the Pistons, who are currently the 6 seed. We're locked into the 3 spot. We're fine. We'll see what happens. The Pistons, if they win this game and then win out against Milwaukee in those other 2 games, they jump back up to the 5. So the Pistons got to feel pretty good, I'm just saying. The Pistons are 5-point favorites. I'm going to take the Pistons. I think the Knicks will still put up a big fight in Detroit, but I think the Pistons will just sort of feel good about themselves and probably just eke out a win, probably win by 6 or 7. Cleveland versus Indy. This is another one where it feels like the Cavs might be resting some of their starters because they are 9.5-point underdogs in Indy. So let's have a look at the Cleveland injury report for tomorrow against the Pacers. It is... Ben Shepherd's looking like he's not going to play for the Pacers. And the Cavs will be without most of their starting lineup. There you go. So Cavs will be without Donnie Mitchell, Darius Garland, Mobley, and Maxi Strus. Jared Allen is in the lineup. So I think we'll take the Pacers, who have still got a bit to play for, because technically I think they are only 2 games back of the Knicks, with 3 games remaining to them. So they could technically catch them mathematically, but I don't know if they will. I'm going to take the Pacers minus 9.5. They should win this one pretty handily against the Cleveland B team. Atlanta go to Brooklyn, which is actually a really big game. As I mentioned earlier, the Hawks are only a half game up on the Chicago Bulls. Brooklyn is still tanking pretty bloody hard, but they can't really tank out of where they are, which I think is the 6th worst record in the NBA. Below them are the Jazz, the Wizards, and the Hornets, who can't really move. The Pelicans are at 21 losses, who can't move either. And then the Sixers and the Nets. So I expect the Nets to put up a bit of a fight. Let's go, because it's a big line. And the Hawks, 13.5. I just don't trust the Hawks to just put it all together and actually do that. So in Brooklyn, let's go the Nets plus 13.5. All right, then we've got New Orleans at Milwaukee, which is an interesting one. You got the Pelicans plus 15.5. Look, they keep putting up a fight against teams. They lost by 5 to the Nets. They played the Bucks the other day and only lost by 4. I kind of like them getting 15.5. I want to be on the right side of getting like someone taking a stupid 3 at the very end and them hitting it. Like the Bucks came all the way back against the Wolves the other day and pulled off that insane 24-point comeback. They beat the Pelicans, as mentioned, by 4. They snuck by the Heat by 6. They beat the Sixers by 13. They beat the Suns by 10. The Bucks, they're on a 5-game winning streak. It's all clicking, but I think I'll take the 15.5 for the Pelicans just to sort of be safe. The Pelicans did lose by 16 to both the Lakers and the Clippers last week. So, form's right there, but I'll take the 15.5 just because I think they can stick a bit close. And then we finish off with an absolute rip snorter. This is awesome. What a game this is going to be. Memphis, Minnesota, Ja Morant versus the Ant-Man. Can the Grizzlies pull this off? The way the Wolves absolutely fell apart against the Bucks the other day, I want to go the home team, the Memphis Grizzlies, as a half-point favorite. It's basically them just going, yeah, this is a coin flip. What do you reckon? I kind of like the Grizzlies. I think they've got a few more weapons, especially at home. I'll take the half point. I think they can win this one. And with their new coach, who knows what will happen here. The Wolves, that capitulation the other day just leaves me a little bit. I just feel like that team is just super janky, so I don't want any bar of that right now in a head-to-head against the Grizzlies. But this game is going to be for maybe all the marbles, where you look at where they are both sitting in the West right now. The Grizzlies are in the 6th spot. The Wolves are in the 8th spot. There is exactly 1 loss splitting the 2 teams. If Minnesota can tag the Grizzlies with a loss, get them up to 47 and 33, and they'd move up to, they'd basically be on the same record. Who knows what could happen? It's going to be a great game. Minnesota-Memphis. Cannot wait for that one tomorrow. I'll go Memphis at the moment. At home, that should be an absolute belter. But at the same time, 2 really tough teams to trust. So either way, we'll probably talk about that again tomorrow morning on the drop-off picks. Otherwise, that's it for today. Nice one. How fun was that? Luka's revenge! Munge, what a day. It did not disappoint. All the emotion involved. That was unreal. We'll be back on deck tomorrow to set up a massive weekend of hoops for you because I think we've got every team playing again on Saturday before Monday's cacophonic finale to the NBA season. So a lot of games all at once. It's going to be very fun. We might even do a Sunday night show just to... Oh, actually, no. Maybe. I come back from Gather Round on Sunday, so might do a Sunday night show just to set you up for the Monday. Either way, we'll be back on deck tomorrow just to set up that huge Saturday, and then we'll go from there. Anyway, make sure you're following NBA Australia on Twitter, Facey, IG, TikTok, and YouTube, of course. We're all over the socials. You know that. Get around NFL Australia as well. Myself and Gaz. I'll probably get her into that on the off-season. We've got the draft coming up very soon. Chuck us a rating review on your Apple Podcast, your Spotify, YouTube, whatever app you're using your Android phone. That's all I ask. Just rate, review, star, comments. Jump in the comments on YouTube. Ask some questions. Send through some YNRs. I will answer them. That's the good stuff. I mean, you saw Anthony G get a bloody Josh Giddey jersey. That was pretty cool. Jump in the comments, just saying. Also, jump on Dabble if that's your thing. Follow along all the picks. You can copy all the multis. We smashed that Josh Giddey one today. That was fantastic. We just missed out on the bloody Luka one, which also would have crushed it too. But either way, tough one. I think he missed by 1 assist. Anyway, still... use that code NBA Australia when you sign up, or click through on the link in the show description. Use the code NBA Australia. Follow, copy, go nuts. We're crushing it this year, just saying. Anyway, big thanks always go to From Oslo for the intro and outro song. Check out House Hatch, Joshua De La Renta's Fascinator, Goldmines, Ram Shakalami, iOS, Section Green, and Dozers there behind all the tunes you hear throughout the show. Smash them all on Apple Music, Spotify, listen to your bands. Support Australian bands. That's what NBA Australia does. All right, we'll catch you tomorrow, dickheads. Have a great Thursday night. We will catch you tomorrow. This is NBA Australia saying, look after yourselves, would you? And let us out! G'day, legends. Your mate Jim from NBA Australia here. That's right, I'm doing a thing at the end of the show. In the business, we call it a thing at the end of the show, I guess. I don't know. Either way, all I'm just saying is just make sure you're rating, reviewing, starring, subscribing across all of the apps that you use for NBA Australia. Jump in the comments, give us a shout. We'll bang you in yeah, nahs. Any other questions? I'll have a crack. I've got nothing better to do, basically. Also, just ask any questions, tell me what you want to hear from the show, and sing out and let us know. And of course, if you want to help support the show, jump on the old Dabble, use that code NBA Australia, click on the link that's in the show description or on the socials. It goes up whenever I do the morning vibes, etc. So if that's your thing, jump on there, use that code NBA Australia, and remember, look after yourselves, would you?